Hi Aquarius, welcome to your July 2020 Astrology 33 bonus love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more details there. As for what's in front of us, this is why I call it Bridging the Gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent the energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the Bridging the Gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Also, keep in mind this is a general reading, so while I'm going to refer to the cards on the left as your energy, if you feel like the cards on the right sound more like your energy and the cards on the left sound like the other person's, then definitely trust that. Alright? So with all that said, past energy on your side, we have the Two of Cups. So this is actually Cancer energy. So for some of you, this could just be saying that, this could actually be very, very recent, given that we just started Cancer season and this represents the first 10 degrees of Cancer. But regardless of when this took place, it looks like the main thing that this is saying, so it looks like you guys might have connected with someone in the past, and primarily, usually when you think of Two of Cups energy, in most decks it looks a lot more sunny and vibrant and hopeful, right? But what always sticks out to me about this deck in particular is, looks like clearly there was a storm going on, right? You see the lightning in the background there. If I can get it to focus. Yeah, there we go. There's lightning in the background. Looks like puddles, right? One of the cups is knocked over. So it could just be saying that, you guys might have been trying to get the connection off the ground in the past, but maybe one of you still wasn't fully healed from a previous connection. So that's what I'm seeing there, where it could just be saying that, yeah, there was promise for the connection in the past, but it might have just gotten off to a rocky start. Past energy on their side, got a few cards. We have the Ten of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Ten of Chalices. So interesting combination here. What this could be saying is that for some of you, this person might have been in another connection with someone, possibly even had a child with the previous person, but then they were drawn to the connection with you, especially on an emotional level. So, it could have been one of those things where it was a bit of a formality for them. As far as the pentacles, you think about that, it's like, okay, the obligations, right? Obviously, if you have a child, there's financial obligations, but they just might, have not felt like there was love in the situation anymore. So maybe that's why, you guys were getting off to a bumpy start because they weren't previously out of another situation. But for others of you, it doesn't have to be that. It could just be saying that they actually felt like it was a really fated connection from their perspective, where, pretty much right off the bat with meeting you, they might have thought that you had that potential for that long-term connection with obviously the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. And with the Judgment card, they might have felt like it was fated in some way. They might have already started talking about possibly having kids, things along those lines. Present energy on your side, we got a few cards. All right, we have Triumph, which is the equivalent of the World card, by the way. Wisdom, which is the equivalent of the High Priestess, and the Nine of Arrows, which is the equivalent of the Nine of Swords. So interesting energies here. Now, Triumph, is almost self-explanatory, right? Now, you would think of that as a victory, which could be saying that maybe if there was another person in the picture for this person on the other side, could be saying that maybe this is saying that they finalized getting out of that and now they're moving forward fully with you. But for others of you, I feel like some of you actually might be deciding that you might want to get out of the connection. And especially it would make sense, I guess, if this happened, for example, this was someone you met during the Venus retrograde that we had recently, given that it was in your 5th house of love and romance. Now we have the Mercury retrograde as well. So interesting mixture of energies there. So for some of you, could be saying that you guys are actually, thinking that you're ready to leave the connection. And with the Wisdom card there saying that you're not quite sure how to communicate it just yet. And then that could be what the Nine of Arrows is about, where you're kind of stressed out about, okay, how do I break the news to them that I'm not really feeling this anymore? You know what I mean? But for others of you, this could just be saying, like I said, that maybe if there was another person in the picture for them previously, looks like that could be coming to a close now. But maybe you're just having a bit of difficulty, wrapping your mind around, okay, is this person really out of the picture, So maybe you just have some concerns about that, but you're not expressing them just yet. Present position on their side, we have the Five of Chalices. So yeah, this represents disappointment, which is interesting because it could be saying that, maybe they didn't tell you about the past person and maybe that was the issue. So maybe they, kind of kept this whole situation a secret. And again, like I said, I feel like really for the majority of you, if there was another person that they were involved with previously, I feel like the love was gone, but they just might have had some obligations to them. Like I said, children, maybe they were living together at the time. So they were splitting bills, things along those lines. But I feel like emotionally they were definitely out of that connection. So maybe it was the fact that they didn't tell you about that initially that was an issue, which is obviously understandable, right? And like I said, those are the types of things that can happen during a Venus retrograde or Mercury retrogrades. So maybe now they're trying to make up for that. And if that's the case, it looks like you can move forward potentially, but obviously that's a bit of an issue. Trying to see what else comes to mind with this. For others of you, this could just be saying that maybe they're trying to move a bit too fast. Because if we just look at the artwork, right? While a traditional Five of Cups, you wouldn't think this, but with this deck in particular, it looks almost like he's proposing to the woman, right? So it could just be saying that maybe is the issue where, like I said, for some of you, if they felt like it was a fated thing right off the bat, you guys, in your mind, you just got started with the connection, right? In their mind, they're like ready to jump the gun and propose and all that stuff, so maybe you're like, okay, this is moving a little too fast for me. How do I let them know that we need to slow down, right? And the future position on your side, we have Strength, which is actually the major arcana card for Leo, your opposite sign. And we have Six of Arrows, which is actually the represents the middle 10 degrees of Aquarius. So interesting energies here. What this can be pointing to possibly might even be the Aquarius full moon that we'll have in August. It'll be early in August, so it's like it's too far out in the future. But if that's the case, it looks like it's saying for some of you, you actually might be leaving the connection behind. And I feel like that would be more for those of you where, like I said, if you feel like they're just moving too fast, or maybe you feel like you can't necessarily trust that they're really out of the other connection, that could be what's at play there. Now, for others of you, this can just be saying that you guys actually are able to, speak up on your behalf with that strength energy, right? And move things to calmer waters where you might have to tell them, look, we need to pace ourselves, like we're moving a little too fast here. I'd like to move a little bit slower, so it could just be as simple as communicating that. And the future energy on their side, we have the Emperor. So I have a feeling that this is saying that obviously they're going to be pretty dead set on having their way too. So like I said, if you feel like they're moving too fast for you, which, that can be the case with Aries energy, to be fair. So if you feel like they're moving too fast for you and you let them know about it, we see from the body language, right? I mean, if we put it back in the spread, he has his back turned to the cards on your side. So they might just really dig their feet in and maybe have a little bit of a fit, if you tell them, all right, this is moving too fast. But I feel like they probably recover from that eventually. If that is, if you are still interested in having a connection with this person, but you just want them to slow down, you feel like they're moving too fast. If you express that, they might have a temporary blow up about it, but it looks like they'd probably eventually come back around. Trying to see if anything else comes to mind with this. Yeah, it's primarily all I was feeling there. And then the bottom of the deck on your side, we have Illusion. So, I mean, that definitely could make sense as far as like we were saying, the Two of Cups, where maybe this person had another person in the picture that you didn't know about. or with that Nine of Swords energy in the present as well. That's another area where we could see this. And you guys are going to have that full moon eclipse in Capricorn, which is your 12th house. So that could point to that type of energy as well. So if that's the case, that actual eclipse is going to be pretty early on, around the 5th of July. So, you know, maybe that'll help clear the fog for you guys, and then that could be what happens too, where you start to see the situation more clearly and maybe say to yourself, okay, this is moving too fast, or okay, I don't know if I could trust that they're really out of that other connection fully. I might have to talk to them about it, right? So that could be what's at play there. Bottom of the deck on their side, we have the King of Wands. So this is Leo energy. So some of you could be dealing with the Leo. Could be pointing to a timeline as well, where, like I said, maybe around the time of Leo season. So let's say they're in that Emperor energy in the future when you initially tell them, hey, this is moving too fast for me, right? This could just be saying that they might mellow out a little bit as we get into Leo season. I'm trying to think if anything else comes to mind with this. No, not really. But yeah, I mean, that could be part of it too, which is to say that they could just be like have a big, larger than life, persona where they might over exaggerate things, So it could just be that their approach might be a little bit over the top for your liking. All right, now let's move on to the Oracle cards. First, we'll see if we get anything from the Mystic Moon Oracle deck here. And I did pre-shuffle the deck, but what I'm going to be looking for here is just some jumpers. First, I'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while and nothing comes up, I just take that as a sign to move on to the next deck, since it's just a general reading. But we'll see if we get anything. So like I said, first we'll look for unspoken messages from you to them. Okay, actually got a couple there, and next we'll see if we have any unspoken messages from them to you. Oh, okay, got one. So, all right, let's see. All right, we have, I don't know if I can meet your expectations. So yeah, I mean, that definitely fits what I was saying, where, like I was saying, it seems like this person just might be getting a bit ahead of themselves, and you might come to that realization with the wisdom and then the Nine of Swords. Like, okay, how do I break to this person that, hey, we're moving a little bit too fast here for my liking, And then this card here, the second one, says being apart has been life-changing for me. Yeah, I don't know if I see how that would fit into the spread, quite frankly. Well, I mean, with that Two of Cups in the past, I suppose one way this could be playing out for some of you could just be saying that maybe this is someone from the past, where maybe in the past you guys did try to get things off the ground, maybe it wasn't happening, and now this is actually your second chance to get things off the ground with them. But yeah, I mean, quite frankly, that seems to fit not as well with the main spread, but hopefully that resonated for some of you. This one I could definitely see reflected in the main spread as well. All right, and the card on their side, we have I'm a better person because of you. So yeah, I mean, if nothing else, to me, this is another indicator of what I was feeling already, which is, like I said, it looks like this person's definitely really into it. Even like I said, if they did have someone else in the picture from the past, it looks like that, the love is out of that connection. But again, I guess it's just a matter of already being upfront about that or not, right? So hopefully that resonates too. And finally, we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation here. I did pre-shuffle this deck, but we're just going to pull one card and wrap up. Almost had one there. Okay, so I'll give it a few more shuffles, and if it comes up, we'll just pull a random card. Give me a second. Alright, so yeah, let me put the deck down. And give me a second to tune in, and we'll just pull a random card. Alright. Okay, we have Yang. There's the artwork, and the number is 1. Someone else got that card too. It might have been Libra. So if you guys are dealing with Libra or have Libra in your chart, definitely check out their reading. That was a really weird reading too. But yeah. Under essential meanings, it says the masculine principle of movement and creative activity, the power to make things happen, taking action. The Oracle's message: Yang represents the power of action, the energies that propel the world forward, and manifesting thought and desire into concrete form. Now is the perfect time to act, for you can easily build momentum and make headway. What you want will come to fruition if you proceed confidently. This card signifies new life and is a sure sign that obstacles have been overcome. There is no reason to hesitate. You are the shaper of your destiny now. So, definitely what this makes me think of is what I was saying there with the future energy, if nothing else, the Strength card and the Six of Swords, where, like I said, if it's just a matter of, for some of you, it's going to be a situation where you actually do like the person, but you just might feel like they're moving too fast for your liking. So that could be saying the Yang energy there would be to take control and let them know, like, hey, we need to slow this down. I like you, but this is moving a bit fast for my liking, so it could just be as simple as that. The relationship message says circumstances are supporting action on your part. It's okay to make the first move. Trust that you will quickly know where you stand. In matters of the heart, there is movement toward your highest good, so go forth with assurance. Passion is in the air, and now is the time to dance to the tune of love. Take the lead. So yeah, I would say that definitely fits for some of you where, like I said, the attraction is mutual, and like I said, maybe yes, they did have a connection in the past, but they're moving out of that, and now it's just a matter of you guys, getting on the same page with the pace and everything. And for some of you as well, like I said, if you feel like you really can't trust the person, that they really are out of the previous connection, or maybe just that you might feel the way that they're trying to move is a bit of a deal breaker as far as if they don't want to slow the pace down, then it could just be saying take an action in that regard to end it too. All right, so hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.